For over 45 years, the Star Trek franchise has captured the hearts and minds of many people. It has also formed a huge following from generations of loyal fans. William Shatner, who played the first captain, James T. Kirk, wrote and directed The Captains in a wonderfully beautiful and poetic way. The Captains isn't your ordinary Star Trek film. Shatner travels around the world to present these remarkable stories featuring the talents of Patrick Stewart, Avery Brooks, Kate Mulgrew, Scott Bakula, Chris Pine, and a host of special guest stars such as Jonathan Frakes, Robert Picardo, and Christopher Plummer.
Shall we not revenge?
Yeah, I think it was something like, you haven't heard Shakespeare until you've heard it in the original Klingon.
It's very interesting to see William Shatner interact with these actors, such as Chris Pine, who played the role of a rebooted version of Captain James T. Kirk.
It was one of the best experiences of my life. I met some of the closest friends that I think I'll ever have. It certainly changed the trajectory of my career, but fundamentally, when I think what acting is all about and what you've shown.
Kate Mulgrew, who played Elizabeth Janeway, the first female captain of Voyager, also asked Shatner some incredibly hard-hitting questions.
I want you to really answer this question. When you die, do you believe that there is a life after that? Or do you believe that it is ashes to ashes, dust to dust?
Scott Bakula, who plays Jonathan Archer on Enterprise, talks about the influence Shatner had on his life.
When I was in college, you guys were hit the rerun world 5 nights a week, and it was mandatory viewing. And I was in a fraternity, and the fraternity stopped at 11 o'clock at night. You were wherever you were, if you're at a bar or whatever you're doing, studying, whatever, stop, Star Trek's on.
Avery Brooks, who played Benjamin Sisko on Deep Space Nine, almost steals the show and even does a duet with William Shatner.
That flame is there. No one is sure of sunshine. No one is sure of rain.
One of the most heartwarming moments comes when Patrick Stewart, who played the role as Captain Jean-Luc Picard, discusses the hardships of accepting the role as a captain, as well as the responsibilities of reviving a somewhat lifeless franchise.
Everybody knows it's not going to work, they said. You cannot revive an iconic series. You cannot replace those guys. So don't worry about signing a 6-year contract. You'll never see it out. In the early weeks of shooting the pilot, somebody said to me, how does it feel to be filling the shoes of Captain Kirk? How does it feel to be filling the shoes of William Shatner? And I said, excuse me, but William Shatner and Captain Kirk is still filling his shoes more than adequately. I'm attempting to fill different shoes.
Throughout the entire film, you not only learn about each actor that Shatner speaks with, but you also get to know William Shatner himself.
When I did Captain Kirk, and we opened up in the first season, the notices were not particularly good about the show and not particularly good for me.
In a way, the film is a deep conclusion to not only these incredible actors who portrayed the captains, but a conclusion to William Shatner's entire legacy as an actor.